Okay. It's been a cool bit since we played, it's been a cool bit since we played, whatchamacallit, my Game Boy. So, that's what we're gonna do. Alright, I turned everything down for me, but, okay. We have Spider-Man 2 for the Game Boy Color. And again, it's been a while since I showed this off, but, so this is my modded Game Boy Color. I can see it pops up on here. But there's two sensors on the top right corners. Well, top corners. I just have to hold these for about 5 seconds. I'm holding it right now. There we go. And now it's on OBS. That's how that works. There we go. I was waiting for my CRT to turn on. But yeah, this game is one of my favorites of all time. It's up there. This looks really good. Like on my CRT. Like I've been actually let me turn off the filter. The color correction. There we go. I use it for the PS3 because it sort of washes out colors, but yeah, it should be fine. But yeah, this game is pretty cool. I think I played it for the first time 2 years ago. I want to say, I think it's been 2 years now. Now there's sound bits, very, very good pixel artwork. There you go. Sinister 6. Nothing you can't really change in the settings, that is. We're gonna do new game. We're gonna play on medium. It should take an hour. So I might do a hard mode playthrough. Let me turn up the game. Look at that little animation with the fist. Super cool. Okay. They don't use the animations too much in this game. And very rare. But they have some very, very well done, like comic book panel sort of pixel artwork, which is really cool. Look at that. That is super sick. The green writing always made me laugh. Dude, look at the animation on the little like flags. Holy crap. Like this is a Game Boy Color game. They put a lot of detail into this thing. It's insane. What's up, Nodding? We are like, okay, after playing like Onimusha 1, 2, and 3, right? I wanted to reset myself. So it's been a long time since I played my Game Boy on stream, so like, you know what, let me go back to a classic and show this off. It's been a cool bit since I played this. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad like getting the hang of it again. I played it yesterday a few times. Very short. Like 45 minutes if I'm fast. Like fast for me. I saw a speedrun that was about 30 minutes. But for me, 45 to an hour. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, this is... It's so close to being like my top 100 games of all times. Like, it's so close. I oddly have a huge, like, fondness for this game. I never grew up with it. I just came across it. I don't even know how, actually. I actually don't know how. I gotta be honest. I think there's a 1-up over there, but... Yeah, I just came across it by chance, I guess. I kind of wish I remembered the story, but... Maybe I remember playing Blade on the Game Boy Color, like emulating it. So maybe like sort of comic book hero stuff came up afterwards, but yeah, the colors, the animations, the sprite work, like everything's just so on point. Kind of crazy. Even the controls are very snappy. The bosses are pretty fun too. They're not like super advanced, but I think they're good for like for Game Boy Color standards. I think they're fun. Yeah, there's like a lot of like small details that made me really like fall in love with this game. He's done for. And look at the little animation of like, what would you call it? A little, this pillar thing, look at that. That's super smooth. Like even the cape as well, like dude. Like this looks like an NES game, if I gotta be honest. If I gotta be honest with myself. Looks really good. Like there's a Batman Game Boy Color game. I wish I remember the name. I think there's two, but they don't look nearly as good as this one. There's a lot of games that don't look as good as this, that's for sure, actually. Very simple patterns. And I was too slow. I think on hard mode, they increased the health of these guys. So yeah. Looks so familiar, but I can't remember which comic artist. I wouldn't doubt it. Look at this. Look at this. Like the different shading, the cape. Look how detailed the cape is. The highlights, the shadows, like it's... Dude. Look at this. The clouds. The little animation of the conveyor belt freight thing. This game is really cool. What's up, work? Of consoles? Yeah. Again, we're playing on my modded Game Boy Color. So I just have a an AV out into a AV to HDMI adapter, which goes to a splitter. Then that goes to my capture card. All over the place, but still no like input lag. It looks good on OBS. Yeah. This game is so cool. Like it's a really cool game. I did try to play well, so much for that. I tried to go back to play the first one and the third one on the GBA, but they didn't really click with me. I couldn't really understand their level design so quick was the thing. Yeah, I do want to give them a chance though, because the sprite work in all three games by this team, very strong. Very strong. Yeah, this is kind of broken, by the way. You get like a little burst of height every time you do the initial swing. So you could like hold it. And again, look how like smooth the animation is. Let me take care of this guy first. Look at that smooth animation right there. I think in the first game, you have this sort of like backflip release animation. Not of this one, but okay, there's a 1-up that I missed here. Let me go grab it. It's not too far away. Combat isn't too crazy. It's like, I guess I could beat him up. Actually, no, I would compare it more to like probably Batman on the NES. Like simple punches. That's pretty much it. Look at this 3D head animation. Like that's crazy for a Game Boy Color game. That's crazy. Game's awesome. Quite nice. Muscle Spider-Man. Yeah, and there's gonna be a really nice ones coming up. Like they use different sort of not just the beautiful like red and blues, right? The very like bright colors. Like they put them in shadows or in different like lighting to like switch it up. Man, they do a really good job in this game. Like with the colors and animation. It's not like animations in the cutscenes, I mean. It gets rare to see it, but look at the rats in the top right. Oh, I'm messing up. I'm just gonna wait. Oof, we almost died there. Bum, 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 bum. Just say, you can call me Jur. With J pronounced with the Y. Yer, okay. I think above being or okay. Yer. Game Boy Color is quite rare these days. Usually retro game YouTubers record gameplay footage from either Game Boy player. Exactly, yeah. It's usually from the SNES or the GameCube, right? Like you said. But this is way more unique, which is pretty cool. Again, you have to find pre-modded consoles, right? That's the thing. Look at this. You see like the shadows from like the walls and angles. Like this is really impressive to me. It's kind of small on here, but like even the leaves right here, just highlights the shadows. Like this is crazy impressive to me. I think just because like I have quite a bit of a fondness for 2D sprites, but again, it feels like it's a NES game on the go, which is insane. That was kind of like the whole reason why I like the Game Boy so much too. Like the original DMG Game Boy. Because they did really well, like replicating that feeling. Like look at this. Some of the blinds are drawn down more than others. You see the inside. That's pretty sick. They even, look at this. They even did the effort to make both doors different. Like, come on now. Bum, bum, bum. Web swing covering a lot of ground and vertically to the origin. Yeah. You can do some really cool movement in this game. Like from the speedrun I was watching. I don't do too much stuff, but this is pretty much the extent of it. You can like kind of hover in place and then go like, yeah, you can do some cool stuff. Hidden gem? I think it is, Emic. I think it is. It's one of like my favorites on the Game Boy Color. I like the Batman Task game. Oh, the animated series, yeah. I have it. Yeah, I have the Sunsoft Batman game as well as the animated series one. I kind of want to do more Game Boy streams. I just need the time to practice is the thing. So this is the Sunsoft game. I'm trying to find animated. And there it is. The animated Batman. They did a really good job of like replicating the style in that game as well. For the DMG, it's crazy. By Konami, yeah. They carry the Game Boy in my opinion. A wall jump, something similar. Super ahead of his time. I think that's the Return of Joker, right? I remember trying to play that game, but oh man. Oh man. It's not as smooth as the NES game, that's for sure. The wall jump and the little batarang swoop mechanic is definitely not as like intuitive as this one. Like the web swinging, that's for sure. I forget the name of the suit I picked up, but it's also in the PS1 game. Like the armor. And this is pretty much like the star from Mario. You get full life frames. I think you also get a damage boost, but I'm not too sure. Let's leave it alone. And the music is so good too. Speaking of music on the Game Boy, I do have RoboCop as well. I never finished it, but I do have it. And I want to practice it eventually, but it is pretty interesting. It's like a run and gun, well, more like a walk and gun, actually. Because they did replicate like the more tankiness feeling of RoboCop, which is pretty cool. I just need to get around to playing it. Yeah, that main menu theme song is incredible. Go down here. But then I saw the shape-shifting realized Sandman. Oh, yeah. It kind of looks like him, though. Play Web of Shadows in Shadow Dimensions. I have a video for Web of Shadows. Shadow Dimensions, no, unfortunately. I do have it, though. On my PS3, ready to go. I've been having on there for a while. I just need to get to it. I was going to plan on playing it this year. Shadow Dimensions, but I gave somebody my word I'll play Spider-Man 3 this year. So we're gonna play that instead. And from what I've seen, it looks pretty cool. There's an Azuna drop in the game. Wait, you look at this, by the way. Look how the shadows casted above like the corner right here. Like they did not need to put this much effort. Like they did not need to think this far ahead. Like, that's crazy to me. That's super crazy. Yeah, in the video by SP Invades the World, Spider-Man 3 makes an appearance in that video. So yeah, that reminded me of playing it sometime soon. And that's pretty much it. I wouldn't say this game is crazy platforming heavy. It's more like finding the right switch in the level. Sandman was the only Marvel character that managed to not turn into a zombie. Really? Plot crucial. That's pretty cool, actually. Wesker's ending in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 implied he caused a zombie apocalypse. Damn, that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. I can imagine there's like official comic book tie-ins with MVC, or no? That would be really cool to know, actually, because comic books get pretty crazy with the crossover sometimes. Pontoons, yeah, they were really good. There's not many enemy types in this game. There's probably like these guys, right? They're regular like jobbers. They punch if you get too close. There's guys with melee weapons. Same thing. They'll just swing if you're too close. But there's guys with guns. That's the problem. I think they do more damage, but they either shoot high or low. Yeah. And the game does a pretty good job of like putting them in low ceilings. So it's like hard to avoid their bullet. Like you have to really be quick or use your web shot early. So you can use that to bind them, which is pretty cool. Oopsie. There should... Oh, never mind. I already picked up the one up from earlier. Oh, and the grenade guys. There's also a scientist that does the same sort of thing. An upwards arc vial toss. There we go. I pick up something in here, but I don't know what. I swear I used to remember back then, but... Oh, crap. Yeah, the game had... Uh-oh. Yeah, the game has you use like your fast movement, which is pretty cool. You can stay on top of things and like avoid combat. or like make sure it doesn't get to that point at all, but it's pretty good. I need to play it, man. It's one of those like really good ones I've heard. And I like the NES game a lot, which is cool. So it's not one-to-one to the NES game, but it's its own thing, which I like. So, okay, like this is my regular jump, right? But just yesterday, I found out if you attack while jumping, you increase your height. So it makes like covering those distances a lot easier. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out either. I played this game quite a few times. I guess I never noticed it. I think we go up here. I think it circles back around to each other. Yeah, we go outside. Yeah, it's a little like mines. You can't break them. So like an ever-present stage hazard. I wish there was stuff in the air to sort of make you worry about where you're swinging. I think that would have been good. So there's stuff to deny like crawling everywhere, which I like. But there's nothing to stop swinging from everywhere. There should be a health pickup over here. So I can grab it real quick. It's probably not worth it at this point. Okay. And these little spider emblems fill up my web shooter. And that's pretty much it. That's all the mechanics of the game. It's not super complex. But it doesn't really need to be a good game. Uh-oh. Last time. The armor's also from the comics. That's what I figured, yeah. You get around to it. What about Friend or Foe? No, I never played Friend or Foe. It looks cool though. It has that sort of like multiplayer beat 'em up thing going on. Like almost like Ultimate Alliance, or even like the Teen Titans game, or the 2003 Turtles games back in the day. Look at this. Look at the little satellite spinning, the white flashing of like the antennas. Like this is crazy to me. And of course like the wind effect, like the background. I'm not sure if you can see it too well, because again my capture is super small for the Game Boy, like on purpose. But yeah, there's a lot to appreciate about this game. And this boss is incredibly easy. Edge of Time, no, I haven't played that either. I do have it though. Yeah, I have Web of Shadows, Shadow Dimensions, and Edge of Time. I just need to get around to them pretty much. Oh, well, and now Spider-Man 3. For some reason, every Spider-Man game on the PS3 era, I just completely missed somehow. Like when it came to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man games, I had all three growing up. For some reason, I never played the other ones. Like, I even had Ultimate Spider-Man 2 back then. But yeah, after the PS2 era, I just sort of fell off. God rest his soul, knocked it out of the park with that one. That's pretty cool. Well, I'll find out soon enough. Again, look at this. The different shading on the clouds, some like lights, the shadows, and oh, it's crazy. I even appreciate the outlines he gives sometimes. NBC Comics, NBC has its own designated Earth number. 308. That's pretty cool. I'm not too familiar. This game's gonna stun lock me every time, because this is the first time I'm seeing it on my CRT. Crazy. That's a nice city view. Yes. Rain level and boss fight. But like I was saying, Nodding, I'm not too familiar with comics. Like I've always been around them, right? Like my dad has a massive comic collection of like Image and Valiant or Variant, I think I forgot the company or the publisher, but Yeah, a lot of DC, Marvel. But so yeah, I will always read those growing up. It's probably what I used to learn how to read, probably, honestly. Look at this little detail. Like, this is a light in front of me right here. And they did like a custom sort of lighting tile right there to show like the light source. Like, that's crazy. Again, they put way too much effort. But man, do I appreciate it. But yeah. I think I've always liked Image Comics more than like Marvel and DC. I do like both of them, obviously. But I think I like the darker look of the Image stuff. Like their Spawn, of course, but I always liked like Max and the Pit. And even when I got into comic books a little bit again, for like 1 or 2 years, I got really into a comic series called Freelancer. Reno Stone? I forgot the subtitle, but it's called The Freelancer. Yeah, whenever a comic book cover has like, because the first issue of Freelancer, the 1%, it has this like bold yellow background. I always like that at comic books when they do that. Like, speaking of Spider-Man, I think I saw one the other day for Spider-Man versus Venom, and you see Spider-Man, Carnage, and Venom all in one on the cover with the yellow background. Amazing. I think there's also one with like Deadpool and Domino on the cover. Yeah, and there's like even one for like Catwoman a few times. Yeah, that's my favorite type of comic book covers. I think I gotta go this way. Attacking while jumping, increasing height makes me think of Flare Kick Vex. Oh, that's pretty cool. Ken from Unleashed. Show Hog Ken. Oh my god. I'm surprised he even came up with like, what's the word? Like a pun. Or his, like a Shoryuken? But Show Hog Ken? I'll let it slide. I'll let that pun slide. I'm sort of going off muscle memory right about now. Yeah, I'm going the right way. There's some health pickups along the way, but we're good. Let's keep on going down. There we go. This is the way to go. If you go the other way, it circles back around. And you sort of... Yeah, just go in a circle. I'm gonna keep dropping down. Oopsie. Whoop, whoop. But not necessarily much reason to use combat except for a few arenas. There are some mechanics to Vex war talents that help in platforming. That's pretty cool. I've always, when I see the cover of Vex, I'm like, yeah, this is a 2000s looking game for sure. It has a sort of like tribal tattoo look to the logo. Remember that was huge. Like, even Crash Bandicoot got his own tribal tattoo. Even Mario. I think there was a Game Boy SP ad. Him getting his own tribal tattoo. What a time. What a time. I know they were really big, right, on the making unique SP Game Boys at the time. And I think one of the more popular ones is the SpongeBob one. There's actually a few. There's like a few like tie-in like company Game Boys. I think there's even a Marlboro one, like a smoking company. I think even a gas station has their own. Target has their own, Toys R Us. Yeah, that's never gonna happen again. I don't think, like, as big as the Switch was, I'm kind of surprised there's not even more like crossover custom consoles, like official ones, but we're gonna take a little damage boost up here. So we don't have to go all the way around. I kind of hope we find health though, because we're gonna be fighting a boss pretty soon. Alright, we're good. But I was a big reader years ago. Did you read them like digitally, or you got like the weekly issues, or whatever you could find at the time? Because I was keeping up with like Freelancer for like the first 2 years, and then I stopped because that stuff gets expensive. It was probably like what, $7, but that's still a lot, and that's only keeping up with one series. So if you want to keep up with multiple, like 3, let's say, that adds up. It is pretty cool. You get these like sort of art prints at the same time. Like, you get a cool art print for the cover and the story to go along with it, right? But man, it is a commitment, that's for sure. Even the background right here for the stadium, like, it's so detailed. It's insane. Yeah, he doesn't have a hitbox on the way up. I lie. It's a lot smaller than it looks, but yes, even though I'm touching his legs right here when he jumps, it usually doesn't hit me. When he lands though, he has like a larger landing hitbox. You gotta be careful about. Like, look at how much detail it took to make the webbing right here. That's insane. Is this Metroidvania? No, but it's pretty close. Like, there's no like movement stuff you unlock. There's just sprawling levels. Man, surprisingly, I can't think of another example. For some reason, I want to say Bionic Commando, but I never played the game. But I want to say that's right. Look up the As for Ty, the Tasmanian Devil. Oh, Tiger. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Diagonal line of the double X's. Yeah, it's, man, the power of a good font, like a good logo, is very powerful, I think. I think that's why, like, around this time specifically, like in the cover art, right, for the Spider-Man, having the animated show logo, the 2003 TMNT logo, like, look at this lightning effect. And a different like skyline too. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, a logo can be as iconic as the character itself. This is probably the easiest level in the game. Like, it's one of them. The dock area is very easy. You can sort of like skip 90% of it. And the same is true in this one as well. You do have to land a few times to like stop moving for a second. But it's super forgiving. And there's a lot of health pickups too, so even if you do get hit, you're more than fine. Yeah, it's easiest, and it's even, I think I would say it's the shortest like world in general too, actually. I think this is the final screen. Usually there's like 3 for each world, but this one only has 2. Man, the sky, I just like how bright and bold. It's not as sharp on here, but on the CRT it's super bright and colorful. Like Spider-Man, I mean. So to have that color of his suit, like, in front of the darker background. Super nice. I think that's pretty much it. Like, the stage is pretty much over. We fight the Kraven. In Vex, there's flare kick for sticking in the air for a bit longer. And I believe reducing mid-air momentum. Do they use that for platforming at all? Like, to combine the two? Because I remember the pseudo regalia video you sent by what's his name? Rad something. But yeah, using like the combat stuff for platforming and vice versa. That sounds really cool. The backwards boost to make a long distance covering leaping jump, and there's some tech from triple jumps. But only when you have full super meter, activating super meter air force. You know, that reminds me, speaking of like mid-air super activations, you can do the same thing in DMC4. Because you could get an extra jump in DMC4 while you're in DT. I show it in the video too. You can do like a little sequence break doing that. You only skip like one fight, but it's pretty sick. Like combining air dashing, the third jump, doing a stinger off a ledge for the extra like forward momentum. Super cool stuff. Digitally, and I really like a certain comic, but I buy the omnibus. Comics containing all pages in chapter. Oh, okay. So only for completed series, right? So like the original Spider-Man series, let's say. Look at this. And he put in the extra effort for like the close-up shot of the web. And he really went in detail too. Like, this is crazy. Look at that. This game is really good if you haven't noticed. Apparently, Street Fighter 6 season Russian leak. Rumor has it that Tifa, dude, that would explode. That would break the internet if that's true. And look, the intro cutscene was red, and so was the sky too. But yeah, if Tifa gets in Street Fighter, dude, that'll be insane. Okay, question is though, is Sakura in? That's all I care about. Whenever Sakura would get added in, I'm back. I'll be back playing. Because that's my girl right there. Maybe this time I'll do better than Street Fighter 5, but we'll see. So this is the final level of the game. There's pretty much no more melee enemies. It's all firearms at this point. So you gotta be very careful. And these are the scientists I was talking about. Same pattern as before. They just throw a vial. Same angle as a grenade, so it's not too crazy. I think this is the faster way to get to the key. No, okay, I gotta keep going. Fastest guys. Should be right here. And that's pretty much it for the first screen. There's gonna be one more. The last room, or the screen, very tricky on my casual playthrough. It's sort of tricky, right? Because usually you want to go left to right and you're good. But the key is at the beginning of the stage. So you would most likely do the entire thing and then have to backtrack. Luckily, when you kill an enemy, they stay dead, so it's not too bad. But Players that have some affinity for looking for platforming tools use the combat tools platforming more than the actual combat itself. That's pretty cool. Like, to give the players that much more creativity, like, than intended, that's pretty cool. Like, that's the whole, like, reason why these Mario 64 speedrun is as advanced as it is, right? All these connecting tools make some pretty cool tech. So yeah, you want to go up here. This is where the key is. You'll go straight to the right. But I'm gonna pick up the health up here. I think there's 3. Yeah. That took a lot of hits, so you gotta be careful. No. No. We're not super banged up, I don't think. Okay, that'll keep us going, but I need to be careful. I would like to do a no death run. But I don't have to. But I would like to, though. And we're so close, so. So I'm gonna focus a little bit. Because right now we have the final key. Now it's just about going to the end of the stage. Luckily, the web shooter goes across the screen. Even when you can't see it, it's still active, which is very, very helpful. So if you know an enemy is like off screen, who will shoot you if they do see you, you can get the jump on them, pretty much. Oh crap! No. Luckily, there's a few more health pickups, but I gotta be careful. Okay. No, I was looking the wrong way. There's still more health pickups, but yeah, look at that. Okay, we should be in the clear. These guys only shoot high, so I'm just gonna go low. Okay. And this should be the final tower. Oopsie. I think there's only scientists now. So we should be good. They're less... Oh, never mind, take it back. The only difference in hard mode, from what I remember, your web shooters cost more for each shot. And you take more damage, obviously. I want to say enemies have more health, but I'm not too sure. Oh, this is the final boss, by the way. If you damage him first, if you get a spacer right though, you could deactivate his hitbox. You can go right through him. But there it is. That's the game. That's those 2, I think. The Elite States Soccer as a DLC. Ooh, I'll be back. I'll be back playing Street Fighter 6 then. Nitro Rad, that's what it was. Yeah. Super Gallia is rather light on combat. The individual moves. Oh, okay. Same with Corn Kid 64. I think I've heard about that one. Demon Tides I definitely heard of. Yeah, look at this. The shading on the window, the tree. That's crazy. Reminds me of something out of Namco's Rolling Thunder. It was influenced by Rolling Thunder in the same way. I actually... If there was a port on the NES, I might have played it a little bit. It sounds familiar. Rolling Thunder. Is it that the cover shooter? Like the 2D cover shooter? Like you can duck behind like crates and like into walls and stuff? Or am I confusing it with something? 64 makes for cool new opportunities, but I think that concerning Vex, the combat moves were designed for combat exclusively. Having found utilized by players after release, but I can be wrong. I'm sure you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. A translucent purple one? Yeah, this is actually this is more like a translucent black. So it might be a different shell. I wish it was like an original shell, but I don't think it is. I think it's aftermarket. It feels good though. It doesn't feel cheap at all. But I do like this translucent. I did have the Game Boy Color I had growing up was a teal one. Yeah, I think the green one, right? Teal. I had that one. I had Super Mario, well, Mario Bros. Deluxe, and I think a football game, and something else. But yeah, I didn't have many games on the Game Boy Color back then. It's Doc Ock. But again, look how crazy like detailed all these are. And again, I always like when games, action platformers specifically, show off the enemy or boss lineup at the very end. That's always my favorite part. The bubbling juices in the background. Yeah, even like the computers or like, well, yeah, just everything in the background, the foreground. Like this game does a lot of small details that they didn't have to do, but they did. It really does feel like I'm playing a comic book game on the go. And the cool thing is too, like look at the background, right? I think swapping I think I gotta do this every time. Yeah, they even have different backgrounds. There's like 5 in total. Again, they put way much more effort than they had to. But they did. Look at that. Look at that. How sick is that? Okay, it might be random. Well, it's probably like only 3 or 4. Oh, there we go. I think that's all of them. Yeah, this game is full of passion, which I like. NES port with 2 being on Genesis. Okay, so I might have played it. But the only thing I wish about this game, there was more. This is me being greedy. But I wish they did more animations like that. Even just small ones where he's clenching his fist. Or like the fire. They use it sparingly, so it makes it more special, but man, I would have liked a little more animation. It'll just be the cherry on top. Otherwise, I have no gripes with this game. Did I pick hard mode or no? Because I wasn't fully paying attention. I think I did. The extra cost of the web shooter. We'll just quit. Yeah, this is the main menu. Well, the main like start menu. Hard mode. Okay. Let's see how different it is. I just want to say its values, not like enemy placements or patterns. But now this, I gotta be careful though. Because if I was as reckless in the final stage on hard mode, I would have died. Gotta be more careful. But in this first stage, all you want to do is just go right. Once you hit a wall, then you're next to the little panel you need to press. Okay, go up. So they start pretty simple, and then they get a little more maze-like as the game progresses, which is pretty cool. The bright side is optional. So you want to go over here. I'm going to see if there's a 1-up in the next screen over. Look at this little animation of like the sewer pipe, little water. Look at these little bear suit guys. Okay, I'm gonna see if there's a 1-up on the right side of the screen. I want to say there is, but yeah, okay. Okay, and this game is pretty generous too on the 1-ups. There's no like point system, but a little bit of exploration and like secret hiding spots, you can find some. One stage has like 2 in total, so you can definitely like 1cc the game pretty reliably. Maybe even no deathing the game might be more easier than I thought. Yeah, we have clowns and bears coming after Spider-Man. What has the world come to? Just gonna keep hanging and going to the right, to the boss fight. And this is why I like the game too. It's super short and replayable. Between... Okay, I'll say Ultimate Spider-Man just might be my favorite console Spider-Man game. This is definitely my favorite handheld one. Like, by a long shot. I do want to play Web of Shadows on the DS. I heard that Metroidvania is actually really good. The movement and the combat looked very, very good. Like, crazy impressive. I actually do want to check that out at some point. I think even the Thor game was pretty good, I heard. The only Spider-Man game I had growing up was actually the sequel to Ultimate Spider-Man. I forgot the name of the game, but yeah, I only had one Spider-Man game on the DS. It was pretty cool. I played it a few times. That and the '07 TMNT movie game, but it doesn't feel like he has more health in hard mode. It doesn't feel like it's any longer than usual, but maybe the vulnerable, like the moments of vulnerability are shorter, or it could just be a bit too slow, but I feel like he does dodge quicker if you're not like really on the ball. Take care, Yor. Catch you next time. You have to try Bionic for the OG Game Boy. Probably one of the top 15 Game Boy games. Superior. Oh yeah. Bionic Commando. Dude, I think I brought this up last time, but the sprite work in that game is incredible. I really like the sort of like blocky look of the game, and it has like this sort of like 80s or 90s anime look too. Like when you get these sort of portrait, like the up close portraits. Like, dude, I never played a Bionic Commando game, sadly, but I've always wanted to. And I think I might just start with, you know, the Game Boy one. The Game Boy Color one doesn't look as good, if I gotta be honest. It sort of looks like the Game Boy Color Batman game I was mentioning earlier. Like, it has, like, you can tell they're trying to do more advanced looking animations on the main character, but it looks muddy. I think Spider-Man 2 found a perfect balance. I think I passed the one up. I think it's over here. Little hover. There we go. Go this way. Yeah, this stage has 2 1-ups, which is pretty cool, actually. Well, this world, I mean. Actually, no, I'm confusing it. This whole time, I sort of... It's probably because I'm flying in the air the entire time. They're both stages with, like, a blue background, right? Yeah, I confused the carnival and the dock area as one stage. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's any more different. Like their health, I mean. They seem to die within the same, like, regular combo. Alright, boss time. How do you record this? I'm playing on a modded Game Boy Color. So it has an audio jack at the bottom and the link cable on the side. And those two transfer the audio and visuals, which is very cool. I don't know how it works, but it's some black magic that I definitely appreciate. Whoopsie. I think we'll play it safe. Come on. Oopsie. Ooh. That was dead there. He doesn't have like a super tall hitbox in the air. So that's why I'm always jumping when he gets close. Oh crap. That's a strong start. It does feel like he has a more aggressive, like, AI on hard mode. Yeah. What's up, Rozzy? Spider-Man, yeah. This is definitely my top 3 Spider-Man games. I don't know which one will be the third one, honestly. Like, it's definitely, like I said earlier, Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2 on the Game Boy. But besides those, I'm not sure. Like, I do like Miles Morales, like, quite a bit. Oopsie. Oh yeah, if I press the little sensor, it changes the color. It's useful on DMG Game Boy games, but this is a color game, so we just play as a regular palette. Okay, actually, there's actually a few Spider-Man games I gotta play still. Like, there's one exclusive to the Super Famicom. So it never came to the States. But it's a cool looking game. It has like a really like this pink background with all the Sinister 6 lineup. And it looks more like a... It's weird. It's like a beat 'em up action platformer mashup. It looks very interesting, but I gotta play it. I think there's even a fan translation out at this point. I forget the name of it, but there's only one Spider-Man Super Famicom game, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. I've always heard like good things about the PS1 games, but I never got around to them. I've only played the movie tie-in games growing up of 1, 2, and 3. Later this year, I do want to play a bunch of like Wolverine games because the new one's coming out, right? The Insomniac one. I actually do want to practice and learn the Wolverine game on NES. I heard it's not that great, but it does look pretty cool. There's a game called is it called Wolf's Revenge, I think? You see like this sort of like werewolf guy busting through the NES cart with like this yellow background. AVGN did cover it, and I do agree with him. It looks like it's a Wolverine game that got removed of its license last second. Because the bosses are Magneto and Juggernaut, stuff like that. So it seems like an unofficial Wolverine game. So I gotta play that one too. There's even a few Game Boy Color games. I think one. I'm not sure if it's like focused on Wolverine himself, but this is a cool handful. I at least want to play the Genesis games though. I think it's just called X-Men and then the sequels, Clone Wars. Like those I need to get to. And the Super Nintendo one. Because that's like action platformer with command inputs. Like Street Fighter moves and stuff like that. So yeah, there's quite a bit of like X-Men / like Wolverine games I would like to get to this year, but it'll be at the very tail end. That's for sure. At least I have fun playing those, because we can never know about the Insomniac game. I was pretty hyped for 2 before it came out, but whoopsie. It should be a house pickup. Uh-oh. I don't even... Uh-oh, this is really bad. I don't think I went here. Oh my god. Okay, well, we got some health. Be careful. Now we can finish up the stage. Team of 3 for OG Game Boys. Yeah, that's the Metroidvania. I keep bringing this up, but in the credits, apparently there's crossover between the Soten dev team and Team T3. I was actually really like, what's the word? Like thinking about like learning that game around the time I was playing Soten, but yeah, I want to play it though. I gotta play it eventually. It has like one of the coolest like Game Boy covers of all time, in my opinion. I actually don't remember like the actual box art cover, but the sticker label on the cartridge is super cool. Again, my favorite turtle is Leo, so seeing him in a cool action pose with a katana, I am not complaining. Okay, we'll take the single hit. Okay, they definitely have more health on hard mode. That's for sure. You just gotta make sure you land the first hit, pretty much. I do want to like stream the first Turtle game, Fall of the Foot Clan. It's pretty straightforward. Really straightforward game, but it's a classic. Everyone pretty much recommends that game, and for good reason. It's a cool, like, starting Game Boy game. Oh, I got stuck on the wall. Yeah, I picked up the 1-up. Okay. I'm not too confident we'll get a no death run on hard mode, but we'll try our best. The game is pretty generous with pickups. You just gotta make sure you play consistently. Oopsie. To do the web shooter, you gotta press attack and jump at the same time. If it was the other way around, you would have a lot more inputs. Missed inputs, I think. Oh god, that was terrible. Uh-oh. We just skip that. We are gonna... I think I'm going the right way. No, I went backwards? Yeah, because we gotta go to the... up here. Oopsie. No, I'm completely lost. Yeah, I think this is the right way, but... I really gotta take care of these guys. Yeah, if you're like inside the enemy's hitbox, well, there's no contact damage, but you gotta space yourself just right. If not, like, your attacks don't register fully, so they sort of fall out if you're not careful from the beginning. It was kind of weird, but also interesting, where the PS2, DS, GBA, 360 versions of a game were completely different. Yeah, look at the console lineup for Ratatouille. There's like 8 consoles on that thing. It's kind of insane. Impressive, but insane. I think that's the better word. Like, they really try to make sure they got everybody to get a game. They got me. I got the GBA game. I always got stuck in the I forget what it was, but the sort of like maze levels. You got to find like threads, like these needles. It was more like an exploration section. I want to say there was like a racing section in the game, but I would always get stuck like exploring the wooden panel areas. They still do make like movie tie-in games, but super rarely. Like, there's the DC superhero dogs. Like, there's like a flying game, it looks like. I remember seeing it as I was scrolling through the PS store. Like, it's surprisingly it exists, but is it good? I doubt it, but it's a thing. I'm sure some kid wants that. There's even like a Hotel Transylvania game as well, but they look pretty cheap at first glance. I'm sure there's some fun to be had, but yeah, I'm sure you can say the same thing about like other tie-in movie games from like the early 2000s, but I remember having a lot of fun with the Shrek tie-in games. I think the sequel, when there's like 4 playable characters, you can co-op the entire playthrough. I thought that was pretty fun. It didn't feel cheap to me, that's for sure. Oh god. Damage boost my way through. I think there's only... Okay. Yeah, so now we're past the point where we got stuck last time. I always try to avoid picking that up because this is wasted time. Because again, I have iframes right now. But there's no like... I'm just wasting it up there as I'm climbing. This though, it will make it a lot easier, but... Yeah, I gotta go outside. There we go. That's pretty much the end of the stage right there. I don't think you really see the armor suit too much. Like, besides the final stage of the game, I don't think it shows up anywhere else outside of this world. Yeah, I don't think they use it too often. It's kind of a rare pickup, as it should be, but I don't think it's a guaranteed pickup in every major section, that's for sure. Okay. Alright, boss time. Would have completely different developer teams developing the games for each console at the same time, and they have to make like the same deadlines. That must be crazy scramble, honestly. Does not appeal to me as well. Oh, that's the Commando, yeah. Game Gear modded with composite for capture. I was actually thinking the same thing. I'm not sure if it was a Game Gear or the Nomad, because the Nomad could play console games. And I think there's a Genesis to Sega Master System converter thing. So if I can get a modded Nomad, I can play Genesis games on real hardware and Master System stuff. And I think there's also a converter for even Game Gear stuff. It's okay. I think the Game Gear Master System or more like, I mean, it was something like that. It was something like that. So I was looking into that earlier as well. Like having one Genesis console, well, Sega console to play like a few of their stuff, like on real hardware, but it's gonna be a lot of like converters and stuff like that. But I'm doing that anyways with the Game Boy Color right now, but I know it'd probably be easier just to grab the analog consoles. That I think they do the same thing. But just seeing the stuff work with real hardware is way more impressive to me. DC Super... Yeah, I've been having it on my tier list too, by the way, for like the very beginning. Like, I've known about that game for a long time. I've been wanting to get to it, but I just don't know when exactly. I saw a single like perfect dodge or like a perfect block, and I was sold. Like, okay, I need to play this. Because I was looking at like action game, Switch exclusive action games. So I found like Bloody Bunny, you know, Ultimate Alliance 3, stuff like that. And then yeah, so happened DC Superhero Girls popped up. Werewolf, The Left Warrior. Yeah, too bad Avery Jen skipped transformation scene. It just still gives me goosebumps. Yeah, so we got that one to play. Dude, there's a lot of old school stuff. A lot. I wasn't lying when I said I'm gonna be... As time goes on, I'm gonna transform pretty much what Mike Matei does. I'm just gonna find old games and play them, and have like a huge like laundry list of my playthroughs after practicing them. Because as much as I do enjoy covering the 3D stuff, like 3D action games, my heart is fully in with 2D. like by a long shot. I think I never made like the focus of the channel on them, because like at the time I felt like they were really talked about, but like I feel like there's already enough said, but there's actually more out there. Like the more I've played, like, there's more 2D classic games that should be given some spotlight, but yeah, we'll see. Oh no. I tried to bind that guy, but they don't really do like too tricky like stage layouts in this game. Like that's probably like the only example. We're going down the elevator shaft and then a low hanging ceiling. So like either way I'll be hit no matter what. But besides that, they don't really do too complex like setups, but it's still fun. There's a 1-up. Well, this guy's optional. There's a 1-up in this stage, but at this rate, I'm gonna need it. Taking all this damage. What a Marvel game X2 Wolverine's Revenge for the GBA. It sadly starts with tedious chase level, but the rest of the game is solid. There's also the 3D game, right? That sounds familiar. Like specifically the revenge part. Oh god. Again, if you're like overlapping sprites, it gets very awkward. Because your hits most likely won't register. Because like your hitbox will just go past the enemy. Yeah, so you want to make sure you space yourself right in front of him. I remember playing the TMNT games on the GBA. Oh my god. Oh my god. Those are pretty fun. I think the third one or the second one I'm not too fond of. Because you got to like play a stealth game first and then find your weapon and then play like the sort of action platformer part of the game. Yeah, I didn't really care for the stealth sections at all. That's a weird sort of like inclusion, but I guess they figure like, okay, they're ninjas, so let's do some ninja gameplay. But yeah, I wish I know or remembered which one it was, but so I played all three back to back, so they kind of blend in together. I think if I go up, that's where the 1-up is, but I'm just gonna keep on moving. Oh, we're good. Just when I was a kid, my childhood wasn't very happy. This game is pretty good though. If you had this growing up, that's a good pick, in my opinion. I kind of wish I had this growing up. Like, again, I only played this game for the first time 2 years ago. So I had like no like prior like experience or like nostalgia going into this, but I completely fell for this game. Like there's a lot of like small details to appreciate about it. I think it really holds up. And again, I try to play the first game and the third one, but they don't really speak to me as much, sadly. They still like look amazing like this one, but I think the controls and the level design's a bit better in this one. Oh god, no! We gotta do that all over again. I had to have died right at the end too. I just had to go up the like the elevator shaft and then we're done. I want to say they keep the button pressed even if you die. I don't think it gets reset unless you game overed, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh god, it's gonna be tough. Let me go this way. Because you go here once you press the button, so let's see. Yeah, I gotta go back. For some reason I thought they kept the kept that remembered. Well, that was a waste of picking those up. I guess it does, but okay. Oh god. I mean, that's the end of the stage. We just had to have died at the very end. Other than the fact that the show was created by Lauren Faust. Really? I never knew there was a connection between the two. No. I don't think I've ever seen the show. I like the art style, but I never checked it out. The DC Superhero Girls. I would imagine it didn't last too long either, because I don't... They had like a certain point where I was watching a lot of animated stuff in shows, but... Oh god. That one never really popped up in like discussion, really. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, we were so close the first time getting through this, but... Yeah, he definitely has more health. As long as I don't get hit, we should be fine. Yeah, okay, their window to punish them is a lot smaller in hard mode. That's pretty cool. And I think we're on the final stage after this. I'm checking the playtime, well, the stream time. I can sort of get an idea. No, we have Craven next, but his stage is like super short. Like you can just skip the entire thing. Yeah. 2000 is the web flash games. They were short but designed very well, super charming. And that's why I like handheld games in general, man. Very short, compact experiences. And again, like last time, I described them as diamonds. When you put so many limitations and pressure to make this sort of like game work and also be fun at the same time, it either crumbles under the pressure or, you know, you get something very replayable and that stands like the test of time. Like, that's why I really like this game. That's why I like Contra, Super C, well, Operation C on the Game Boy. Ninja Gaiden Shadow. Like, especially Ninja Gaiden Shadow. So if it works, man, it really works. So it takes like all the things I really like about the NES games and just like amplifies them if the execution is there. I should have picked that up, but there should be more health coming up. Like I also have Gargoyles Quest, the first game on Game Boy. And that's another game, man. Like imagine, I never finished it, but I played a little bit. But imagine Kirby, but hard. That's what it seems like. It takes like the glider mechanic, or the hover mechanic, and actually makes it something you have to manage and do some very tight platforming. So I think within the first screen, you could instantly die, like, immediately. Like, they start putting instant kill spikes right at the beginning of the game. And you also have 3 hit points. So you gotta be very consistent, very quick. If not, you're gonna, you know, die very fast. I brought this up before too, but I think the 3 hit point system is the perfect like amount for an action platformer. Because in Contra in the Japan version you have 3 hits. Cuphead you have 3 hits. Hagane you start with 3 hits. I think even DuckTales you start with 3 hits. So yeah, I think that's a perfect amount of health for an action platformer. You don't get instantly one-shotted, right? But you have to be very careful about your health. The standout as the Wolverine is voiced by Mark Hamill. That's pretty sick. What's up, Gorix? Welcome, welcome. We are playing one of my favorite Spider-Man games, but also one of my favorite Game Boy Color games. I haven't done a Game Boy stream in a long time, so I've been wanting to mix it up after playing like Onimusha for the past like month. Like I'm familiar with this game, so it only took me like, oh my god, I'm messing up already. It only took me like a day of like practicing to get into the groove of things again. I'm gonna play it very safe now. You can jump over him, but you can just crawl. But since you have to take time to stand up, you can't land as big of a punish. But like you can jump over this first knife and do like a landing kick, but you can get anti-air, so you gotta be very like careful of your spacing. You can jump earlier to sort of like weave between them, but crawling is probably the safer way. Like the bosses vary between very simple to actually pretty like intense. Like worrying about your spacing, where you jump, your timing. Like there's some pretty cool stuff with these bosses. You can also bind them to like guarantee a punish. I don't think it does damage. But it's pretty cool. Oh god. And it's, you know, you can lock down a boss, but in hard mode, your web shooters cost more to shoot, so you can't really stun lock a boss. You can in the first game. I saw a speed run. Oh crap. And yeah, you can stun lock Venom very easily by the looks of it. One more round. You can also just dash attack him and catch him in the startup, but very risky in hard mode. Out of the first game and its Dreamcast counterpart, I gotta learn the first game, man. I gotta learn it. I probably won't buy it unless I'm really into the game. But I'll definitely emulate it. Again, because I really like the style of this one. How good is those games, by the way? The Spider-Man 1 and 2. I've only heard good things, but I never got around to them. I just know that they used them in the Pro Skater 2. But that's about it. That's as far as my knowledge on those games go. Go back, pick this up. This is the final stage already, so hour 30. Like the stream. That was pretty quick. So like what, 40, 50 minutes per playthrough? Actually, we can go upwards and just swing across. Because this game usually takes me like 40, 45 minutes to beat. So that seems about right. The fact I can land a little thread the needle right there is pretty sick. Oh, I forgot to pick up the key? Whoopsie, that's not good. I swear I picked it up. It's not too far away, which is good. Like, unlike the next room coming up. But, okay. A little bit backtrack. We did so good, too. We did, like, some cool movement to get past everyone. Yeah, there we go. Like, it wasn't too far away, but... take the damage. Yeah, we did really cool. We got through this pretty quick, but... yeah, I was gonna pick up the refill there, but... you know what? I gotta kill this guy. Because it can still hit you as you're putting the key in. Like that animation right there, you're locked out of anything. But you're still vulnerable. So you want to actually take care of those guys. Uh-oh. We might die. There's some health pickups, but... oh, God. That's not going to help me. Okay. Holy. Okay, there should be 3. Oh my God. I like how they have stuff to like punish your wall clings too much. But man. Okay. Wait for him to get closer. Yeah, if you stand still long enough, your spider sense comes on and it tells you where to go. It can be confusing sometimes because you sort of have to like do a roundabout way to get to certain places, but it does help. Oh crap. Navigating these like more larger levels. Okay. One of these days I gotta do... because I beat Blade on the Game Boy Color. It's actually really cool. It's like a mix of that Punisher game on NES and even the arcade one. Not the beat 'em up one. But the sort of rail shooter first person Punisher game. So Blade has, on the Game Boy, has those sections. And even like a 1v1 fighting mode, which is very interesting. You have a block, I think a counter, and a few like command inputs too. So you can like anti-air bosses as they jump in on you. It's actually very, very interesting game. There's even like an upgrade system that gets more moves, I think. It's a pretty cool one. The cartridge is very expensive, so I'm definitely going to emulate it, but there's a few more like cool like Marvel GBA color games. There's a Spawn GBC game as well, but I never played it. I tried playing the Super Nintendo game for the same reasons as I want to play the X-Men SNES game. It's a mix of like a beat 'em up and action platformer with command inputs and stuff like that. And I think using your moves actually like uses up your limited resource too. So you actually have to like route out your specials. It sounds pretty interesting. But in time. A lot of 2D action games to get through. We already did a lot of them, but there's still way much more. Like, I came across a new channel last night, and he archives his whole playthroughs of like classic games. I wish I knew the channel, but I just came across it last night, so I'm not too familiar with this stuff. But yeah, there was like a treasure trove of games on there, stuff I never even heard about before, like some new action platformers. Yeah, this is the final boss right here. Yeah, if you're quick enough, you could stun lock him very easily, but he has like a downward attack. And if you stand even slightly underneath him, he has like a huge hitbox like that. I'm gonna try this. I saw a speedrun do this. I wasn't too sure how easy this was to pull off, but this seems like the way to go. Yeah, just jump like at the vials. Yeah, jump at the vials, just jump away and attack. Okay. Spider-Man 1 out of 10. Enter Electro 7 out of 10. Ooh. It sounds like it's still a good time though. The 7's a, above average score, so. What's up, Blob? Movie games were fun too. Spider-Man 1 is like the Neversoft game with bigger levels, graphics. That's what I've heard too. Like, that's how people described it as. Yeah, it's just like a higher definition game. Like, the structure is very similar to the like you said, the PS1 games, but it just looks like a Raimi coat of paint. The Raimi-verse. I think it might be a top 20 game for me. It's so damn good. The original Gunstar Heroes. I never could get into it, man. The Game Boy Advance game, I did a lot. The Genesis game, surprisingly not. I remember trying to play it right after getting really into Alien Soldier, and it might have been a bad idea. Like, going from Alien Soldier to Gunstar 1 is probably... It wasn't as strong. Because at the time, I was playing Saturn Soldier 2 around that time. In both of those games, you can lock your location and free aim. Or you can lock your aim and then strafe. So yeah, you can do that in Contra, Saturn Soldier, Alien Soldier, and Gunstar Superheroes on the GBA. But the Genesis game, though, you gotta pick one or the other, and I'm not a fan of that. If both Red and Blue played with each other's, base kit, then I would like it, but yeah. One day I'll learn it just, for completion's sake of like playing more of Treasure stuff, but yeah, I really tried, man. I really tried. I got stuck on the 7 Force, just couldn't figure it out. I can't really say for the Genesis game, but GBA, dude, yeah, 7 Force is tough. It's really tough, actually. Super fun, but never played the sequel. I suggest trying it again. It's completely different from Alien Soldier in every way. And I think that was a problem too. It is different in every way, and that's not what I wanted at the time. I just wanted more Alien Soldier. So it's been like what, 4 years since then. So I got to give it some wiggle room to have like a fresh perspective. But because it has like a weapon combination mechanic, right? To make like unique stuff. So that sounds cool. I'm sure there's one that's super overpowered. No spiders were harmed in making of this game. This game's good. A lot of character and charm. But yeah, I'm sure there's like one overpowered like combo and it solves the game, but I'm sure it's pretty fun. Like the combination mechanic. Combination beat 'em up or done again. Yeah, that's why I like the sequel, because it leans more into that. Because you could do a slide that OTGs or like is used as your stop combo starter. There's like aerial attacks, like downwards, like melee attacks as well. You have a bullet cancel sword to deflect or just even destroy projectiles. Like all that stuff wasn't in the first one, so it's more. I feel like your character is more complete in the sequel. It's more closer to Alien Soldier, in my opinion. The first one, it feels more, I guess, a prototype. I guess, but I'll come back to it. But compared to the other run and guns by Treasure, it didn't really latch on. It might be my least favorite. I would definitely put Astro Boy above it, and then probably Superheroes, and then Alien Soldier as one. But yeah, I'll get around to it eventually. But after getting used to it, I fully understand why they separated it. Leans just as much into it as what. It leans into it for sure, because the grab and stuff, right, and the throw. I guess, like I said, it's more fleshed out and more advanced. Ironically, in the Game Boy Advance game. But I'll still leave it up to me not knowing enough about the first game, which is totally. I'll believe it. Because I didn't put enough time testing it. We'll try something else real quick, because I just wanted to play normal and hard mode, like a very short stream. I don't know which game though. Let's check out real quick. Look right here. We talked about. Okay, what did we play? Yeah, we'll do this one. We talked about the animated series earlier, so I'll pop that in. We'll play for like 15 minutes and call it there. Uh-oh. It's not reading the cartridge. I know you're not supposed to do that, but it works though. That's crazy. They say it's not helpful. Like, I use isopropyl alcohol, Q-tip wipes, the whole 9 yards to clean my cartridges. Like, I took them apart and everything to make sure they were real. Luckily, they all were. But But yeah, for some reason, blowing into him works like a charm. I'd say the original... Oh, yeah. There's a mod for Gunstar Heroes which adds a mode that was added to 3DS port back in the original. Oh, okay, see, there you go. There you go. Like, I never used, like, the Alien Soldier mod for the 6-button thing. I've always used the stock control scheme. But yeah, if there's a mod, then maybe I'll check it out. You know, it's not the intended version, well, intended way to play originally, but again, look how, like, what they could have done on the DMG Game Boy. That's crazy. Let's take that off, just for now. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know when I'll practice this game. Because I played a lot of the Genesis game. Like, speaking of, like, run and guns on the Genesis, definitely look into the adventures of Batman and Robin on the Genesis. It's pretty much Gunstar Heroes, but made by a different team, and I like that more than the first game. Again, like, you know, I didn't really care for the first game so far. But that Batman game, man, super gritty, just... Like, if I think of a Genesis game, like, if I have to pick 5 games, I'm putting that Batman game. The look, the music, the controls, like, the intense sort of, like, arcade game design, like, that game embodies Genesis, 100%. Does include a 6-button hack. Is preferred way to play. I think most people prefer that way too. I don't know what it changes though. The mod. Maybe like a hot swap key for weapons, but I'm not too sure. Made by the legendary Jesper Kid. Or Kide. Dude, I feel like that game's super underrated. I don't think many people mention it for the Genesis, but dude, it's incredibly good. They did a good job, like, replicating the music too so far. This does a better job at mimicking the Sunsoft Batman games than Sunsoft does on the Game Boy. Because they already have, like, these sharp, like, the use of black and the dark shadows and stuff like that. Like, this is way more closer to, like, what I imagine Sunsoft making on here. And it has a wall jump too, so there you go. Look at this scene. You can make this a background. Look at this. This is why I really like the Game Boy. So good. It's decent. Okay. Primarily for the music. Dude, that music is heart pumping. In my Arkham Knight video, I did put 1 or 2 songs in there from the Genesis game. And yeah, for good reason, man. That soundtrack is legendary. For the Borderlands games. I didn't even know that. Hitman as well? Jeez. So yeah, he's a legendary, like, game music composer by the sounds of it. I've been missing out. And I played all those games too. But yeah, usually music I'm not too... It doesn't really stick out to me when I'm playing games. I'm usually listening to something in the background. So that's definitely the reason why. But if a game soundtrack makes an impression, like for me specifically, that's how you know. That's how you know. Because if it's like sort of like breaks through all the filler noise I have going on. Okay, so this is more similar to Spider-Man, I think we just played. It's more like a sprawling level with a bit of like exploration going on to find the right way. It's not like a straight-on linear game. There's some like different paths to go on, it seems like. I guess even Castlevania Legends would be close too. That game also has like a bit more exploration going on than you would think at first. How did I even... I think that's only upwards. It's not like a diagonal thing. Excuse me. Did you know they made their own sound driver instead of using the Genesis? Really? I remember there was like a dev breakdown for that game. I think it was for the Mad Hatter stage. And one more. I'm not sure if it was like an actual dev for the game or he sort of broke down the dev tricks to make it work. I'll try to find those and send them later, but it was pretty fascinating. But yeah, I didn't know about that. For the music. So I know it's very... I think the Genesis, usually you hear how it's a an acquired taste, let's say. The sounds that console produces, but if you have the right ear and the right composer, there's some really good stuff on there. You know what's another impressive handheld game? Look up Ninja Gaiden 3 on the Atari Lynx. It's actually an incredibly faithful remake of the NES game. Like scarily accurate. I tried to getting it to work on my Vita, on my Wii. I would get crashes all the time, no matter which emulator I would pick. That's like the only Lynx game I've ever wanted to play, but it looks very cool. There's like a port of the beat 'em up on there, and they totally skip Ninja Gaiden 2, so it's a hodgepodge of Ninja Gaiden stuff on the Lynx, but still pretty cool nonetheless. Boom, boom, boom. His music today still clearly reminds you that he composed for that game. Listen to some of his work on Darktide and you'll realize Darktide as well. That's the first person shooter, right? Wave Glider, Night Sider, Warp Traveler, Light of the Imperium. Okay, let me write that down. Because again, the sound of that Genesis game is one of a kind. So to hear more of that would be pretty crazy. Wave Glider, Night Sider, Warp Traveler. Okay. Light of the Imperium. I'm gonna check that out then. Borderlands 2 OC is my favorite in the series, especially the Firestone Redux. I put like probably 300 hours, 400 hours into that game. Like across the PS3 and PS4. I can't remember a single thing. Usually I was playing co-op, so maybe that's why. We're just talking over it, but maybe it'll hit me like when I hear it again, but and it's been so long too, right? So has anyone even played Borderlands 4? That game came in what? And for me, as like an original Borderlands like massive like fanboy, the fact I didn't care at all, it's kind of crazy to me. Like when Borderlands 3 was coming out, right? Whenever that 3-minute trailer popped up on YouTube, I would have watched the entire thing every single time. That's how hyped I was for that game. Like I wanted to see that as much as possible, even if it was like the same footage. Like I was crazy hyped for that game. But I don't know. I do have the Tiny Tina's Adventure, the fantasy game. I never played it though. I've owned it for years, but look at this. But I never got around to it. Bum, bum. Guitar Links, wow, yeah. I wish I knew more games on that console, but the Neo Geo, yeah, I have actually, yeah. It's still, well, I'm not sure if it's just as expensive. I've heard stories how it's the arcade experience at home, and the price tag reflects that. So does the quality, but it is a premium home console. I think the ultimate sort of pack is expensive, but I think if you just want the console itself in like one game, it's more approachable. But it's still a premium product. It's pretty cool they even brought it back though, especially like apparently real hardware. Like it'll play original cartridges, which is insane. The fact that even like it's like Nintendo, you know, manufacturing NES consoles again, like 40 years, 30 years later. Like bringing that production out again. That's pretty cool. But we'll see if the quality is there, but because when the price tag is that high, you better hope it's some good stuff. Replicator lines from Borderlands 3 also sounds like a lot of something there. Composed for the Batman game. 50-50 between shooting and melee, like Vermintide 2. It's one of the very best first-person action games out there. Yeah, I remember you bringing it up before. Left 4 Dead, but focus on pure action instead of horror. In the series, but the weakest characters. That's why... I think that's what it was too. I don't think none of them caught my eye. Like when I saw Moe's in 3, I'm like, okay, yep, that's my character. Like immediately. But in 4, not too much. You know, it's it's pretty much I hit my introduction to hero shooters, if that was even a concept at the time. And you know, you want to be, have fun playing your character, but none of them really appealed to me. I think I gotta wait for him to laugh. Let me see if I can just hang out here. No. Okay, it might be a safe spot. What? Okay, maybe I just wait for him to show up at the bottom. No, we died. But I'm willing to play it. Yeah, I never heard anybody say much, but I wouldn't be surprised, like you said, it is the most advanced gameplay. So I felt the same way about Borderlands 3. Like that's the best gunplay that series ever had. And even like the superior art style. Like they sort of mastered it, I feel, in the third one. I'm sure the fourth one improves upon it as well. But I'm just gonna wait here. See, that didn't work last time though. For some reason. Oh god. It is definitely not worth chasing him down all the time. Oh no. No. Well, here we did. I wonder, this game probably does have limited continues, I would imagine. Oh, I didn't mean to fully leap up. Are you guys, well, would you consider yourself massive Borderlands fans? Or no? So I definitely fell off after a while. And it wasn't because like 3 was super massive, right? For the wrong reasons. For anybody that wasn't players of the game. Well, actually, that's not true. Because like with the writing of the game, that was pretty much like the only drama about that game. And how they handled certain stuff. But for me, it didn't really affect me at all, like my enjoyment of the game, if I gotta be honest. But I know that was like the final nail in the coffin for many. But I had a lot of fun with it. The game, I think I got the platinum like in the first week the game came out. So I had a lot of fun, but maybe I just reached my conclusion. Like I had my my time pretty much. I think that's what it was. I got him one time. Does he follow? Is it random or is it consistent? Oh, he's dead. The world may never know. It's in the bottom left. Always have fun finding those things out. The cheese spots. I hired Jesper Kite again. The Consequences show in one of the weakest soundtracks I've heard in years. Jeez. It's actual original hardware. It should be able to play EverDrives as well. And MVS to AS converters. That's pretty sick. I wonder if they'll do massive reprints of those cartridges, because I know the secondhand market might be a killer to get into. If you want to buy those original stuff, it's going to cost you literally an arm and a leg. But if they can make like consistent reprints, then I would make it way more, you know, accessible. Level design, music, narrative, though. Ew. Borderlands does have a huge modding scene though, which is where 2 and 3 shine. It makes 3 into one of the best games ever, man. I could imagine. The power of mods, man. Pretty much fixes the game. Okay, with the narrative part. Do you remember when whatchamacallit? When a leaked, okay, actually, it's, well, I think it was on the game already. But if this was in the post update, then it might be a way to save face. But when they did the sketchbook funeral scene, I don't think that was there day one. And if it wasn't, then I think it was a PR move to sort of, oh, like, okay, guys, we did think about doing it better, but we just didn't have time. So I think it was sort of like a last minute thing. But yeah. Yeah, the gameplay, yeah, of 3. I like the sliding. I like the dive bomb. I like the slam attack. I like the enemies in that game so much more than the previous games. Like they actually worked with each other. If I remember right, the wolves, the electric wolves will like rush you down, and with the electrical debuff will slow your movement and like destroy your shields, so you're like a sitting duck if you like weren't good at moving. You know, people to set up like buffs or like set up drones everywhere. Like there's some cool like interacting enemies in that game, and I really liked it like a lot. I think that game's really good like as a shooter. So I played it quite a bit, but yeah, like I said earlier, I think I just reached my my peak with the game, I suppose. Like this is a good point to just leave on a high note, I suppose. Like I never really thought about it, but I guess it's how it worked out at the end. I guess that's how I feel about RE6 as well. Well, Resident Evil in general. Like I feel like Resident Evil ended with 6, and not in a bad way. I think it's just like it peaked here. It's like, well, where do we go from here now? Hearing me say that now makes me very like, damn it, what would I feel about a new Smash Bros game? Because I can say the same thing about Ultimate, right? Like, where do you even go from there? But I think Smash might be a unique case. Because it's definitely like my most played game, like series of all time. Like easily. So I don't think that's a game or a series I would just give up so easily. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I'm just biding time right now until it comes out. For 10 games, likely more games will get reprints. Hopefully. Because I saw the lineup. And that's a pretty good starting, you know, selection of games. Like Metal Slug 1, Garo. I think a few more fighters, but yeah, there's some good stuff on there. During Borderlands 1 and 2, never got into 3, but let you retry it. It's a good game. It's a good game. Story probably won't live up to anything, but gameplay is super fun. Massive Borderlands fan, but not really now, though I still hold Borderlands 2 very close to my heart because it was kind of similar when I first played it. That's how I feel too. But that. Wait 1 second. They're back at it again. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Let me see. We'll probably call it here pretty soon. Let me just catch up with you guys. We're huge fans of it. But yeah, let me see. I don't even know where my camera's at. But yeah, I remember getting the first game. I think it was during a clearance of a Blockbuster. I think it was, yeah, it was like in a rental place. It was closing down, and I picked it up like super cheap. So I wasn't there day one, but I definitely grabbed it like before 2 was a thing. And yeah, that was like my like co-op game for the longest time. But now I remember getting 2 in Redbox at the time. But yeah, this one lasted though. Like my time with it. Maybe I'll get around to like playing the last 2 games, but I'm definitely not in a rush though. If it fixes the narrative, but forcibly skipping all narrative dialogue and all cutscenes, so the narrative is quite literally gone. 4 as DRM, which 3 had long removed, on top of removing land. Oh, that's pretty bad. Same thing with like Halo, right? Like removing offline features. I guess it makes sense because most things are online, but when it comes to like legacy stuff like Halo specifically, where it was built on LAN parties and, you know, offline co-op, you gotta have it. Like those games, you need to have it. It's part of the identity, I feel. I don't even know where my webcam's at. Oh, here we go. Oopsie. On top of deciding to remove ragdolls from the game. Meanwhile, Borderlands 3 was well optimized, had LAN support when basically no game did anymore, and split screen on PC. Dude. It sucks a lot of that got overshadowed because of like the story stuff. Like that was a big news thing for a while. Like for the drama thing, but gameplay wise, I think it was really good. Like incredibly good. But what, that game came out, what, 10 years ago? So nowadays, I don't think people really look at Borderlands that seriously. Or ever, honestly, but it has its merits. SNK are even putting listings for 2D and pixel art designers. Pretty much implying that they could be planning to make new... Dude, if that... Let me look this up. That would be insane. SNK hiring 2D sprite artists. If I can spell. Designer, user experience, create UI visuals and produce wireframes. Apply now. Artist, 2D designer, pixel animator. SNK is officially on the hunt for 2D designers and pixel artists to join the development team. Includes character animations and more. This was yesterday too. Oh, this is interesting. What can they do though? Like you said, a game, but I don't want to get myself too hyped up. Like they can just probably make a new UI for something, and that's probably it. Like an interface for something, but I don't know. Because if they're going back to sprite work, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. Fingers crossed, man. I thought it was especially bad for Borderlands to remove it since they had to. In 3, at that point, they throw away qualitative. Oh, okay. They announced a new Metal Slug game. Hold on. You're dropping all this knowledge on me. Hold on. And a Metal Slug? New Metal Slug. And not the tactics game, right? This is like an... I guess it's unlocked. I don't think this is it. No, this is 2024. Metal Slug Awakening. The first time I'm hearing about it, but one second. Oh, it says 2 days ago, new reboot game in development. SAK teases new Metal Slug. One second. But yeah, it's official. SNK is back then, right? A new game, new sprite artist, new console, like a classic one being reproduced. That's crazy. But I think we'll call it there. I just want to do a short little stream. Oh, before we go, actually, since I have the Game Boy set up, we'll listen to one important thing first. And then we'll call it there. While I'm setting this up, I did look up whatchamacallit, into the Onimusha Blade Warriors game to unlock Zero. Way too much effort. You got to. There you go. This is amazing song. But yeah, you have to beat the first 10 floors without taking damage to beat the first Phantom Realm, I think it's called. And then you gotta do 20 floors without being killed and do that Phantom Realm. And it was described that they're like 20 minutes to 40 minutes long to complete them. And you can't die a single time. So yeah, that's quite the investment to do. Well, it's too much of an investment to do in like a day or two to show it off real quick playing Zero. It seems like it's gonna be like something you gotta really set up. Wait, did I put it there right? Yeah, I did. I'm making a playlist of Jesper Kai stuff for you. Oh, I do definitely do that. I will very much appreciate it. This song, Nodding. Oh, if you only knew, man. This song is like, I don't know. It's oddly like melancholic and nostalgic and relaxing at the same time. It's, I don't know. It's elevated to a certain status for me. It's crazy. I'm gonna write that down. C Boyardee. Like, this is why I picked up this cartridge just for this song alone. Just to play this on original hardware. Ranch or Cool Ranch? So yeah, we'll... I need to practice this game. I have to. I also really like the cover art. I think even the cover art is not just a game cover to me, to be honest. Game Boy. Box art. Oh, 1 second. Let me see. There we go. I actually wanted to get this. I'm sure I can find a way to get this on a t-shirt, to be honest. Because having the movie cover mixed with the Game Boy, like the spine logo. I don't know what you call it, but what a time. Look at this. I need this framed. I need this like on a t-shirt, on a mug, framed. Like this is like art to me. The actor that played RoboCop will star in David Fincher's next movie alongside Brad Pitt? Or did you meant to spell Brad Pitt? Oh, okay, Brad Pitt. Okay. Man, that's crazy. Like, what type of movie is it? Do you know? Like, if it's like an action movie or something? I would like to practice RoboCop soon, but yeah, I need to make the video in time. But yeah, we'll call it there. I think this time I'll actually be going quiet again. Like now I'm really focused on the video. It won't be a super long one. I think it's going to be at half as long as 2 and 1. Well, Genma's video. So maybe around 15 minutes, hopefully. Yeah, it's going to be a shorter video and it should be quicker to make. Because like there's nothing new to say about the game. The mechanics are all the same. So there's no real reason to like retread the same stuff again. So I'm just gonna, I try to beeline through 2 like the video, but it still came out long. So 3, I'm gonna try to do it again, but even shorter, because there's not much new to add, like mechanics wise. Like there's 10-point slash and stuff, but not much new, like mechanically. It's going to be a comedy drama. Oh, nice. I've been watching David Fincher's other movies, Fight Club, etc. That's pretty cool. I like the dedication. Yeah, I didn't know Fincher directed Fight Club. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we'll call it there. I'll be quiet for a bit to make the video. And yeah, appreciate it as always. And catch you guys next time.